When Katrina came, I was 23 with the 2-year-old, and I lived in the Iberville on North Robertson, right behind the fish market and the cemetery. I was on a corner. My name is Terri. I am a chef and a content creator, and I cook Creole and soul food cuisine on TikTok. And I am currently finishing up my cookbook called Creole and Soul. I spent my entire life in New Orleans, except for some time as a small child, and for the last 5 years, most of my time between Algiers Point, the Ninth Ward, and St. Bernard Parish. My mom stayed out there after she got remarried. When Katrina came, it was immediate racism. It was immediate cops saying we're only helping white people get the hell away from this boat and stuff like that. And so I immediately felt like I was radicalized by that and by all the guns that were pointed to my head, pointed to my child, all the different things that was happening. Because I was walking in water with a 2-year-old right here. And she was getting sick. And we actually stayed outside for a week after Katrina came. They tore down the projects, but if it wasn't for the Iberville, we wouldn't have had nowhere to stay because we went upstairs in the bricks. And then that's where I came back to. That's what was left standing. And then we all went to the convention center. And then there was the chaos that was inside because it was so hot. So we came back outside and slept on the neutral ground for a couple of days. One of those mornings we woke up and there was a dead lady right there beside us. Another morning we woke up and somebody had peed all over the neutral ground, so we were soaked in piss. It was just one thing after another, and I still had a baby to feed, and we were breaking in stores getting potato chips and water. It was so crazy that, and we didn't know what was going on because when we got to Texas, we didn't know the city was flooded. We only knew, I was right here at Iberville, and then we went to the we went to the Superdome first, and we had a gun. So they was like, put your guns in the bucket, and we're like, nah, we'll just leave, because what the hell, what is. So we left, and then we walked to the convention center because they were like, hey, there's a ship down there. There's a cruise ship, and they got electricity. So we get down there to the cruise ship. There's no cruise ship, and it's just people. At that time, we stayed a couple of days, and then the buses came, and then we went to Texas. Katrina was not only a curse as far as what it did to us physically, it put us on the world's map, and the world started digesting New Orleans culture to the point where it's been watered down. Everybody has access to it. They're selling king cakes right now. There's a king cake season that you're supposed to sell king cakes. We're losing recipes and we're losing traditions. That's kind of one of the reasons why I have my TikTok page, because I'm trying to keep everybody reminded of what it was like, before. So I actually made it in the New York Times this year in the Black History section because I have been cooking my way through the first cookbook that was authored by a Black Creole chef from New Orleans, Lena Richard. They say Lena Richard. We say Richard. So New Orleans was just voted the best food city in the world, and we have kids that don't know how to make our local traditional cuisine. I feel like it's really important to share these traditions and these cultures that we got from our grandparents and our aunties, because the youth here, they grew up somewhere else, or they're growing up here now, and there's this big rift because maybe their parents were away for 10 or 15 years and so much changed that they never really experienced the real culture of the city. Welcome back to Lena's 1939 Creole Recipes, where I'm cooking my way through the first cookbook written by a Black Creole chef from New Orleans, Lena Richard.
Seem to whisper, I love you.
My page is called Bebop Shop, and it's called 1939 Creole Recipes. I've been cooking my way through the first cookbook that was written by a Black Creole woman from New Orleans. These are the backbone of our dishes. It is how we make rice. You boil it like pasta. All of that is in there. People don't, and then when they see me cooking, they're like, why are you washing the rice after? I was like, let me go back and show these people that this is the way we've been doing this for centuries, for decades and decades. I cook duck and, odd stuff. I do alligator. I do all types of stuff on there. I do our stuff. It would be great if, I would move home if I could afford land and, a house. But I can't, not within the city, probably not in Orleans Parish, period, because it's so expensive. The infrastructure is a mess. The streets are a mess. The sewage is a mess. It's always flooding. Everything's always backed up, and the water is constantly encroaching. Because I live in the country now, I come home every 2 to 3 weeks. The water's higher every time I come. Like, and if you wait like a year and come back, like all of St. Bernard Parish is underwater. Like, that water wasn't there when I was a kid. That water was not there. Like, it was a little water here and a little water there. It's water all the way when you're riding through the east now. I don't have a baby picture. I don't have anything. My mama don't have anything. I don't have pictures of my daddy. I had to get all that from people like my family in California. Like, our people that had migrated a long time ago still had pictures, and so I have few and far between, like 7 pictures. But I don't have anything. Like, I had nothing. We had nothing. My mom's upstairs was underwater. By the time I came back to my project, they had cleaned it out. There was nothing in there. They took away everything. So I had to we literally rebuilt from scratch. Had zero, nothing. When I came back, it was 06. 07, 08, I was realizing, hey, something is wrong. And I went to therapy. So I got therapy. And then in therapy, I realized I still have PTSD. To this day, I still have PTSD. Like, I know it, and I know what to recognize, and I know what to think about. So for me, I'm going to go get some help if I need some help. With the economy, I don't think they're looking out for, regular working class and poor people. I think the idea is, okay, get these tourists in. We're going to get these money from these Airbnbs or whatever we're going to do. For me, if I could have a few acres, somewhere and have a house, that would be great. But I think for the city as a whole, stop letting everybody else come in. It was great when we were gatekeeping. It was great when we were doing our own little thing and they didn't understand it. And now we're on a world stage and everybody wants a piece of it, and it's just getting watered down.
2005. Too many bled, too many didn't survive. Too many misled, too many didn't have a job. Too many